Hello guys, welcome once again. In the last two videos I have been showing you how to use functions in C, and in the last video I have shown you how to use a function with arguments or parameters. Now in this video I'm going to show you how you can use function to return some value, right? So till now we have been writing functions like this with a void, but from any function you can return some value which can be of any type, for example integer, double, character, or a string, or anything. So let's see how we can use a function to return a value. Now for example, we want to make a function which gives us the product of something. This example I have shown you last time, if you remember. And what I was doing in this function is I was asking the user to enter two values. So it says please enter two values, number 1, and I scan first number and I scanned second number, and then I passed these two numbers to this function. Now let's say we want to make a function which gives us the value or product of something, and then we want to process this number. So we will make a new function here to return some value. So for example, we want to make a function which gives us the multiplication of two numbers or product of two numbers. So and it will return something. So what we are going to do, we are going to write first of all return value. Earlier we used to write here void because we were not returning anything, but this time we will return some integer from the function. That's why we are writing int here, right? And then write the name of the function, for example product. This is the name of the function, and what this will do, it will take two arguments, int a comma int b, and it's going to give us the result as a product of these two numbers. So in order to return some value, for example product of these two numbers, we use a keyword called return. Okay, and because we want to return product of a and b, we can write a asterisk b, right? So we can return the product of a and b. And what this basically mean is this function will take two parameters a and b, and then in here it will make the product of these two numbers a and b, and then it will return this number as an integer, right? And then we can use this number for doing some other mathematical stuff or anything else. So for calling this function, we can call it just by its name, and because we have the code from the last time in which we have declared two numbers and we were asking user to enter two numbers, this is really basic. So by now you may have known what this code is doing. It's just taking two values from the user, and then we will pass these two values x comma y to our product function, right? And then this x comma y will be replaced here in the place of a and b, and it will give multiply these two numbers, and then it will return the product as an integer. So because it's going to return our product, we will define an integer, for example int prod. So this integer we will use, integer variable we will use to store the product which will be returned by this product function, right? So product or prod is equal to product, because this function is going to return something as an integer, and we will store this integer which this function is going to return in this variable, right? And then we can print the value of printf and then we can print product is equal to %d comma prod, which is this one, this variable, right? And let's see what happens when we compile our program. I will just make it a little bit smaller so that we can see all our program. I will run the program now, and it's saying something. Let's see what's the error. And the error here is undefined reference to printf. So this should be p small, right? Run the program, and it says enter first number, for example 20. I press enter, enter second number, for example 30, and when I press enter, it gives us the product of these two numbers, which is 600, right? And what this has basically done, we have given two numbers, x is equal to 20, y is equal to 30. So now x is equal to 20, which is replaced here, and y is equal to 30, which is replaced here. So 20 and 30 is passed to this function, and this goes here. Then it will multiply 20 and 30, and then it will return the result into this variable, which we can store. Okay, in a simple simple usage, if you don't understand still what this is doing, then what we can do is we can directly pass two values, for example 10 and 60, for example. I'm taking simple values so that you can understand. So this is basically 10 and 20 we have passed to this function. Because this function takes integer, so we need to pass only integers here, right? So 10 will be replaced here at the place of a, and 60 will be replaced here at the place of b. Now 10 will be multiplied by 60, and then it will be returned, and this value we can store it in another variable, for example this variable, which we can use for something. Or for example, if you want to use this function in or this variable for some other use, so what we want to do is, for example, a result is equal to, and then do %d, and what we want to do is whatever product we are getting from our product function, we want to add 10 to it and then show the result. Okay, so I will call product, and let's delete this thing for now, and we will make it more simple. So what we are going to do is we are going to call this function called product, and we will pass two values. For example, we pass this time 5 and 5 once again. So 5 into 5 is 25, right? This is a simple parameter I'm giving so that we know the result. So 5 into 5 is 25, which will be returned by this product, and we can add 10 to it, and the result will be 35, right? So let's try and run the program. It says result is equal to 35. So you can use this function which returns integer value as a parameter, which you can do arithmetic operation on this parameter or on this function also. So in this way you can use function which returns value.